All right. Speaking of somebody who knows a little bit about the NBA, our guy, Ric Bucher, Fox Sports NBA analyst, No Filter Network. Rick, what's up, brother?
What's up, Rick?
It's such an honor to be on the show with NBA TV's Kelvin Washington.
There you go.
I can't tell you.
I know.
What an honor and a privilege it is.
Come on, Rick. I got to deal with him 3 hours a day. No, come on, Rick. Give me a break. Hey, go ahead, Rob.
I was going to say, Rick, obviously we got to start with the gambling and the allegations. Obviously, the FBI involved, the questions about the NBA. You know, Terry Rozier gets cleared by the NBA, and I'm not buying Adam Silver's just, well, we can't subpoena people. So to me, basically what he said is we can't do anything if somebody's suspected of cheating. That's what he said to me. Like, they have no power to do any kind of investigation. What did you make of that?
Well, if I'm going to take Adam at his word, it's that the FBI had resources that they did not, and that subsequent to the NBA's investigation, the FBI was able to uncover stuff that they either did not uncover or did not have enough proof, definitive proof, that Rozier had intentionally manipulated games and passed on information. So, beyond that,
that's scary, Rick. That's scary to me going forward with the integrity that you can't, right? The casinos alerted you that there was suspicious suspicious bets. You know, where Rozier was like, that's the mechanism that you're supposed to use in order to be able to find out the intel that you need. And my only point is, if it's only the FBI, then people will be able to get away with it because the NBA is basically saying they don't have the resources and it's not that important to them to make sure that the integrity of the game is solid. I mean, that's scary.
Well, if they were really concerned about all of this and the integrity of the game, they never would have taken the gambling money to begin with. Because this was always a question as to how rock solid their ability to prevent anything from happening was. They went into this believing that they could, but not knowing that by any definitive way. And the reality is anybody would say, this is going to happen because it's happened in every sport.
Yep.
It's happened every time gambling has been involved. I just look at it as the gambling money was simply too good. The level of interest that it creates when you have gambling, particularly look, the simplest way to handle this is just eliminate all the prop bet stuff. Start there.
We have been saying that on this show. Yes, it is.
But the hard part about that, Rick, we had New York Times did a thing, and it's basically 20%. 20% of the money. That's a large portion. You're talking about a fifth of your money is from prop bets.
But you can stop prop bets better than you can.
I agree with that, but I'm saying, you know what thing people love more than money? More money. And I don't know if you get rid of 20% of your revenue that comes from prop bets.
No, I understand that, and that's where this all starts. But the days of the NBA crying poor or worrying about where their next dollar was going to come from, I mean, it is pure greed, and greed drives a lot of issues in our society that if we could just back up a little bit and say, hey, you know what? For the common good, let's take this a different direction. I don't need an extra billion or two. And when we let how much can I make determine the decision making, then you're going to run into problems like this, and you're going to run into situations where now you're trying to say, hey, the integrity is the utmost priority for us. When the reality is, no, it's not. The money is. The money. Let's just be honest about it, shall we?
At this point, I'm with you. Let's go ahead and just scream it out. Ric Bucher, our guest right now, Fox Sports NBA analyst, No Filter Network as well. Rick, let me go here. Rob and I, because of this scandal, because of obviously when the postseason, there's been a handful of other stories, and it's just the beginning of the NBA season, haven't really been able to touch on this. Wemby has been incredible. Yep. And I think the thing that makes this incredible so far is not just him, but what it's doing for the winning, right? It's not just he's putting up crazy numbers, but they're not winning. It's actually adding up to his success, but the team's success. What the heck has he looked like to you over the first week and a half or so?
Like something that we've never quite seen before, which is, I'm not one for hyperbole, and I've been covering this league for 30-some years. So saying that I've never seen this before, like I've seen elements of this before, but not someone with his physique, with his capability.
Right.
And so that's where, I mean, honestly, the way I've looked at it is, this has been a focus of mine, is what has happened to America's hold on the NBA.
Good question.
In the game of basketball. We've had 7 consecutive MVPs that have been non-American.
Make it 8.
Now Victor comes along. Victor comes along, and I'm like, it's going to be at least another 7 years before we can even sniff this deal.
Which is
so it is for me. It's distressing, to be honest with you, because as someone who takes pride in basketball being our game and our dominance of the sport and the pride that goes into everybody wants to come to play in the NBA because that's where the best basketball is played. That much is still true. It's just the best basketball is being played by non-Americans, and I feel like there's a lot of whistling through the graveyard of people like, yeah, but you know what, Team USA still dominates and all that. Yeah, right. It's because we can take our absolute best and congregate them, and all the other countries are like our states. They've got the individual stars, but where our game collectively is right now, Victor Wembanyama is exposing how far we have fallen, I think, as a country. This is a dude from France.
Right.
Who's kicking everybody's ass in the NBA. You know how crazy it would have been? People would have laughed at that 20 years ago.
I know.
A guy from France
and now
is kicking.
Tony Parker's rolling his eyes at you right now, Rick. Tony Parker's upset with you, Rick.
And Rick, he's so good, I had to make a song for him. Everyone knows it's Wemby. Hey, Rick, who made that song originally? Come on, Rick.
Calvin.
I know,
Calvin.
Rick. Yeah, Rick, I know.
Calvin.
Every day.
Calvin,
the association.
You get combat pay, right? Calvin, you get combat pay.
And here's the craziest part. Wemby's so young that I'm going to have to deal with this for like 15 years.
Well,
That's the
I won't
problem.
be around that long, but there it is. I want to say in the East, I want to ask you about the Knicks. I know last year, people thought after they beat Boston, they're going to get to the finals. Obviously, that didn't happen. Indiana came around. And now with the injuries to Indiana, of course, Halliburton, and of course, Boston and Tatum, with those injuries.
Yep.
Do they have a shot, the Knicks, to get to the finals? Or no, Cleveland is still in the way, and maybe Milwaukee's in the way, or somebody else?
Yeah, I just don't see how could they get to the finals? Okay, but I don't see a team whose best player is not a dominant two-way player winning a championship. We can make a case. The Warriors did it.
I was going to say
number
Steph.
of years, but that was a very unique team, and I don't put the
100%.
Knicks in the same category as what the Warriors had around Steph. They don't have the combination of Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green that perfect combination. And then on top of it, the Andre Iguodalas and all of the Sean Livingstons and all of the other special pieces that they had that just made that perfect. Aside from the fact that they were playing a system that caught everybody off guard, that everybody needed a couple of years to adjust to with the small ball game that they played. So do the Knicks have a puncher's chance of getting to the finals? Yeah, just because I think the East is so wide open. But I'm looking at an Orlando. Can they be the next OKC? I'm looking at some of the younger teams in the Eastern Conference. That the injuries to Philly and Milwaukee kind of being the injuries to Boston. I don't immediately look at the Knicks as stepping into the breach, other than by default because they're the team with the most experience and you don't have anybody else proven. But I just look, we've run into this every single year. Brunson, because of his size, is going to be worn down at the end of the year, and that's your go-to and most important guy. And so I just don't know how you win a championship when that is your best player.
Yeah, I feel you, and he's you don't want to say he's too small, but it just is interesting as you mentioned. Can he lead?
I'll say it. He's too small.
There you go.
It's just that's you see it. It plays itself out in the postseason. You see it for sure.
And Rick, one last time before we let you go. Everyone knows it's Wemby.
I think Rick hung up.
Rick, that's the association who made that tune that I had to steal from. There you go.
You know
Only
what?
fitting.
I'm so glad that the quality of that is bad enough that I can pretend I didn't actually hear it. That was just wah, wah,
yeah.
wah.
I'm just not that good of an actor.
Okay.
All right,
Calvin, God bless you, son. You're doing God's work.
it's a worship Wednesday too. I thank God for
Thank
it
you.
all. Thank you, Rick.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Rick.
you.
Appreciate you.
You got it, guys.
All right.